Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Shred Show live with me, Josh Pitts. I'm excited to have you here. It's another beautiful Wednesday. I'm excited to have a new guest. It's always exciting when I have somebody that I've never had on the show before, and I am honored and humbled to have Brad Buck with GVC Mortgage joining me this morning. Guys, we're talking about something that you know I'm excited about, being able to office from anywhere, being able to take your office on the road. Simple Nexus gives you that opportunity, and we're going to be getting into it. Ladies and gentlemen, you do not want to miss the show. Volume up, sit down. It's time to shred. Ladies and gentlemen, joined by Brad Buck. Good morning, Brad, and thanks for joining us this morning, man. Great to have you on the show.
Yeah, morning, Josh. Thanks for the invite. Just as honored and humbled to be here.
Well, I'm excited to have you here. Again, never had you on the show before. I love having new guests. I love hearing different people from throughout the industry who are having success, who are making it happen within their business. And you are the CFO of GVC Mortgage. And before we get into talking about some of the things we're gonna highlight today, let's kind of talk about you. Your experience. You've been in the industry for a while now. So how'd you get started in the industry?
Sure. I was actually on active duty Air Force in the accounting and finance department. Yeah, appreciate that. Just was looking at the field, what's available out there, and this company called GVC Mortgage down in the Indianapolis, Indiana area decided they grew to the size that they needed an accountant. So I made the leap and got off of active duty and came here as an accountant, and the company's just had a great year after year after year. Been here about 9 years now, and fill the CFO role here.
That's so from military to mortgage. Did you ever think you'd make that jump?
Never in a million years.
That's awesome. But now that you're in it, I mean, I don't know, is there any similarities between, I don't know if I've ever tried to even compare those two. Is there any similarities between, Air Force and mortgage at all?
I sure can't think of any if there are.
There maybe working with people. I don't know. Maybe there's some similarities, but Jackson Ball also says, thank you for your service, sir. I know Jackson was also served in our military. So a lot of people giving you a shout out this morning. Stephen Cooley, Indianapolis. So let's talk about, so you get started in mortgage and tell us a little bit about GVC. So for anybody who's not familiar with GVC, maybe share a little bit about GVC Mortgage.
Yeah, GVC is a company been around 25 years. Obviously, as I mentioned, headquartered in Indianapolis, Indiana area. We are in Indiana, every state that touches it, Tennessee and Florida. Just a retail residential lender, about 40 branch locations, and just having great growth year over year. And obviously, like everybody else in the industry, last year was a phenomenal year. About 6% year over year growth in volume.
That's incredible. So, and how many employees, how many originators, how big is the company?
Sure, about 280 employees strong and right around 100 originators.
Wow, that's awesome. That's really cool. And again, I'm sure 2020 was an awesome year for you guys as it was for people. So exciting things to come in 2021, right?
Absolutely.
So let's talk about that, because even being in the industry as long as you have been, being in it for 9 years, from where you started to where technology is now, technology has jumped leaps and bounds. I mean, even 9 years ago when I was originating, I remember taking, paper applications, having those files on my desk, having to be at my office all the time, answering the phone calls. And I mean, a topic of conversation, of course, today is being able to office anywhere. Simple Nexus, there are great tools, great companies out there that are providing us with opportunities that we can office from different places. So real quick to start off, did you ever imagine when you started in the industry to see where technology is now? Did you ever imagine that type of change?
I couldn't have. Much like what you were just describing. When I started here, it was all paper applications. There was really no paperless environment at all, and how much has changed. And quite frankly, obviously, with everything that happened in 2020, couldn't have come at a better time for our industry.
I agree. And right now, more than ever, just because of everything, how it has changed with the COVID world, doing everything digitally, making that transition, now more than ever is a great time. And now having those services at our discretion, being able to use them as originators, as mortgage professionals, it just helps us. And ultimately, as I talk about all the time and why I get so excited about it, is ultimately we're trying to help the end consumer. We want them, as Simple Nexus talks about, that homeowner journey, going from never owning a home to owning your first home or owning another another home, buying another home, that journey can be complicated. It can be difficult, and having tools at our discretion that can make it more, a little easier, a little more simple, if you will, is such a benefit, again, to not only us as mortgage professionals, but to the consumer. So, and now you and I were talking about this too. You are a critical role in the actual adoption of the Simple Nexus tool. With all the tech that's out there, there's so many tech pieces, and fintech is this word that's thrown around so much right now. But when you saw what Simple Nexus had to offer, why did you choose a company like Simple Nexus versus what else is out there?
Yeah, sure. We certainly did our due diligence. We spent at least 6 months, if not closer to a year, taking a look and analyzing at Simple Nexus and what I would venture to say are all their peers or competitors. For us, it came down to just a couple of real key factors. Number one was the technology itself. It is absolutely phenomenal and has certainly brought our organization forward leaps and bounds from a consumer-facing technology perspective. Two, I think that the value is there. A lot of the other options that we looked at were substantially more expensive and didn't seem to provide any other additional technology that Simple Nexus wasn't providing. And I think three, it's just the people of Simple Nexus. They got a great team, and this wasn't hey, we bought it and then they all disappeared. We're still talking to the same people every day, not every day, but I spoke with one today that was involved with the sales of Simple Nexus itself. So they stay there, they do what they say they're going to do, and they continue to innovate themselves and just help make us an even better company on that consumer-facing side.
That's amazing. Brad, you mentioned so many pieces there. You mentioned it from the being cost efficient, like that's a big thing, but also Absolutely. Being effective, having a tool, having a resource that actually is going to benefit you as a company. Because when you bring on something like this, let's just call it apples for apples. It's not a cheap, and it's not a time. It doesn't happen overnight. It has to be adopted. It has to be implemented within the business. And then you mentioned the relationship. The people at Simple Nexus, I agree with you, bar none, are probably some of the best that I've met in the industry. Actually, I was talking to Matt Hansen this morning, the CEO of Simple Nexus, and just their entire team, from Ben to their marketing team. Like, everybody does just such a great job, and they're great people. And like the conversation, they're just willing to listen too, Brad. Again, Absolutely. Talking about the adoption at a company like GVC, it doesn't happen overnight. There's a lot of communication. There's some moving parts that have to happen on both sides. And when you have a company like Simple Nexus, is like, oh, you know what? We're listening to you, Brad. We're listening to what the team needs. I would think that plays a big role in it as well.
Absolutely. It's been phenomenal. And you mentioned they listen. They absolutely listen through implementation. They didn't, give us, yeah, here it is, and this is how it works. We asked for a lot of changes, and they acquiesced almost every single one of them.
They said, hey, you know what? We see a strong partner like GVC. We want to help them grow. We want to help them become more efficient. We want to help their originators do what they do best. So, hey, let's make it happen. And again, that's why for me, it's so exciting to see companies like GVC. And a lot of people may be saying, well, that they're not that big of a company, but GVC, you guys are, and you're growing, and it's tools and efficiencies that Simple Nexus bring to the team that allow you to even grow even more. Like you said, from having a banner year in 2020 to having, the opportunity to continue to grow and continue to flourish with these tools in 2021. That's what's exciting to me. So let's talk about GVC. Like you said, 2020 had a great year last year, or they had a great year in 2020. What are some things that you guys are looking forward to in this new year, 2021?
Obviously, we assume interest rates are going to remain low. Every indicator is pointing to that. So, refinances are definitely heavier than they typically are. We're just looking forward to, taking advantage of the market while it is in the position that it's in. We expect continued growth this year, both by acquisitions of new originators, as well as just the industry just being primed for those refinance opportunities. And I know purchase market everywhere in America right now is unbelievably busy as well, and inventory shortages are creating some issues there. But we're still seeing homes move.
Absolutely, and that's just it. It's not only do we have almost a perfect storm, we got low interest rates, we got houses that are moving on the market. So as originators, as mortgage professionals, now is a phenomenal time. And having resources, having tools at our discretion like Simple Nexus has, just allows us to go out and, again, be more efficient, be able to help more consumers. We're not bogged down on the back end anymore. We're able to take those applications on the go. We're able to office in different locations. So again, that's why it's exciting. And it's great to see companies like GVC, when they are adopting these things and they're putting them into use, to see their production grow, to see the team grow because of the efficiencies that are implemented within the team. So, Brad, I'm excited. I think GVC is going to be it's going to be a big year for GVC. I think you guys are going to continue to do big things. And again, we appreciate you coming on the show and sharing just a little bit about how you guys are growing, how you view Simple Nexus and the tools to really grow, and the Where's Your Office campaign. And guys, if you haven't had a chance, I'm going to share real quick here on the stream. Here it is. You guys have a chance to go and enter the Where Is Your Office campaign. You can get a $2,000 Expedia gift card. Look at some of these pictures. People office all over the place. People skydiving. I don't know, Brad, have you ever skydived and taken an application? I don't think that's a little extreme, but I like it. I like putting it out there. But it does give you that opportunity to really work from wherever you are, to go out on the go, to speak with your clients, with your real estate agents, the professionals that you're helping day in and day out. And again, I would assume that's why GVC adopted it, Brad.
Absolutely. We would not have had the year that we had in 2020 without Simple Nexus as a partner.
Boom. That's a mic drop. Brad just hit the note right there. So, Brad, I cannot thank you again for joining us, taking a few minutes out of your busy day and sharing how GVC has used a great company like Simple Nexus to, again, have a phenomenal 2020 year and looking forward to 2021. So thank you so much for joining us this morning, Brad.
You bet. Take care.
Guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, like I said, go to simplenexus.com/whereisyouroffice and register right now. Get a $2,000 free Expedia gift card so you can travel. You can go out anywhere you would like an office from. And again, huge shout out to our good friends at GVC Mortgage and Brad Buck for joining us and sharing all that they're doing and how they're utilizing the Simple Nexus tool. But guys, as always, we appreciate you. We love you. Now it's time for all of you to go shred, go show up, hustle, repeat every day. See you guys. See you, Brad.
See you later.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you again so much for joining us for today's show. If you like the content, make sure you hit that like button below. And if you already haven't subscribed to our channel, click right over here and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to see our latest video, click over here. And again, if you want to see the best of daily content within the mortgage and real estate industries, you have to subscribe now. We look forward to having you shred with us every single day.